Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss some of the common themes in Philip Larkin's poem, The Church Going and I Remember, I Remember. So, firstly, the introduction about the poet. Philip Larkin was a prominent English poet who lived from 1922 to 1985. His poetry reflects a sense of disillusionment with modernity while also exploring universal themes of love, loss, and morality. So, some of the common themes explored by Larkin in his poetry are: number one, loss of faith and religion. Both the poem deals with a fading connection to religious beliefs. The poem Church Going represents the speaker is drawn to a church despite a lack of faith. If you have read the poem, the poem Church Going by Philip Larkin, which was written in 1954, the poem actually describes the emotion experienced by Larkin when he was inexplicably drawn towards the exploration of church. Though he lacked faith towards his religion, towards the church, he was curious but emotionless. He wanted to know what's inside the church. He's curious to know all the religious and rituals, but he was emotionless. But still, no matter what, Larkin believes that church should be maintained for the humanity. He actually sees church as a place of coming together and acceptance of one's common humanity with the rest of the world. His another poem, I Remember, doesn't directly mention religion, but the speaker's childhood innocence and belief seems lost in adulthood. As it is a poem of his childhood, so it shows the gap between his belief as a child and his beliefs as a adult. Passage of time, church-going considers the fading relevance of religious tradition, whereas I Remember inexplicitly uses memory to show the contrast between the carefree past and the more complex present. In church going, it shows that with the passage of time, the religious beliefs and traditions are taking a different way or changing with the modernity. Whereas in another poem, I Remember, it shows the contrast between the past, that is the childhood, and present, that is the adulthood. The next point is the search of meaning. The search for meaning. Church going explores the ritual and beauty of the church without holding any significance faith. As I have mentioned earlier, the poet explores the beauty of the church but without holding any faith. Whereas I Remember looks back on a childhood belief system which is now lost, leaving a void. Thus, Larkin's poetry reflects his beliefs and reveals some of his personal incidents which shaped his life and impacted his work. The next question is, why Larkin known as an uncommon poet for the common man? Philip Larkin is known as an uncommon poet for the common man because his poems are at once deeply personal and social commentary. In his poems, he points out that even the ordinary and mundane aspects of life have their own charm. In Larkin's scheme of thought, the imagination doesn't seem to have much importance because he believes in coming face to face with the plainness, the hard realities of life. His poetry is simply to keep children out of TV sets and the old man from his pubs.